morning.
Good morning.
What's your name, sir?
Christopher LeMasters.
Thank you.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. We are ready to go on the record. We are on the record in the 13th Judicial District, District Court of Greenwood County, Kansas, case number 2020 TR 218, State of Kansas versus Christopher Allen LeMaster, Assistant County Attorney Paul E. Dean appearing for the state, Mr. LeMaster appearing in person, in custody and pro se. Jessica Morgan, CSO, is here as we are set for a show cause hearing. Now, Mr. LeMaster, I notice you don't have counsel.
No, ma'am.
You told the judge, looks like maybe you told me, July 18th, you wanted to represent yourself and you waived your right to attorney. Are you
Yes,
still
ma'am.
thinking that?
I mean, it depends what y'all's plan was. If y'all's plan was to reinstate me, you know what I mean? I mean, there's no real need for an attorney. However, you know what I mean? If otherwise, then yeah, I probably would need to get an attorney.
Well, I don't have any idea what the state's position is or Miss Morgan's is, and I haven't heard evidence to determine what my position would be.
Okay.
That's about all I can tell you at this time.
Right.
Mr. Dean, have you anything to say about it at this point?
I'm going to suggest that Mr. LeMasters probably needs counsel, Your Honor. What I'm looking here
All right, so
doesn't just necessarily beg for a reinstatement. I mean,
all right.
I know we haven't taken any evidence, but the allegations would indicate there was virtually no attempt to try probation the first time.
Mr. LeMaster, let me go over the allegations with you to remind you that it is alleged that you violated your probation by failing to pay court costs, fines, and fees as directed, that you failed to report to your court service officer since March 16th of 2021, and that you failed to contact your court service officer as directed when the CSO attempted to contact you by cell phone and email, and that when this was filed February 10th of 2022, your whereabouts were unknown. So that's what the allegations are. If those-
Ma'am, I'm sorry to interrupt. I've been incarcerated in Sedgwick County Detention Center the past 18 months
I see.
before I came here. So, and then
Well,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
then if you go back to what you were convicted of, you pled to count 1, driving while restricted, and the state dismissed count 2, no proof of insurance. This was a second offense on the insurance, but it was dismissed.
No, Your Honor, he actually pled to count 2, second offense, no insurance. Sorry.
Oh, I see that. Now that you point that out.
Count
Okay.
1, dismissed per plea.
Okay. So a 9-month suspended sentence if successfully completed probation. And if it's found that you didn't, then you could be looking at a 9-month sentence. So do you still want to represent yourself and waive your right to an attorney, or do you want to get an attorney? You do have the right to hire any attorney, or if you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you certainly can apply for court appointed.
How long is that going to take? Will that still be taken care of today, or will it be set off again?
It'd be set off again.
Let's just get this over with. I've been incarcerated the past 18 months. I need to get all my legal stuff over with.
Well, but do you understand that even without an attorney, you could end up serving another 9 months if you're revoked today?
Yeah, I just need to get this over with. I mean, I'm tired of going back and forth to courts. I fell under hardships back whenever I had video court with you last time. I had a job. I was going to work, getting ready to pay fines. I ended up losing that job a month later. I fell into hardships. I couldn't pay for my phone to where I lost contact with my PO. I didn't catch any new charges. I haven't done any, this while I was incarcerated was a WAP charge from 2020 in Wichita.
All right, well, let's
All
hold
right,
up.
here's what I'm gonna suggest, Your Honor. Ms. Morgan, if we set this over to our next docket date, which would be about 2 weeks away, I realize 2 weeks is 2 weeks too, sir, and we can verify that he's been incarcerated, and have appointed counsel for him, then that may make me change my mind. If he's actually been incarcerated for the last 18 months,
Yes, sir.
then we may be able to view this as basically a sanction for however long he's been with us in the Greenwood County Jail up till that date, and my mind may be persuaded to be changed as far as the recommendations I would make.
Thank you. That'd be great. That'd be great. I mean, because
Okay, well, I think that we will appoint an attorney, and I'm presuming you haven't had any income in the last 18 months?
no, ma'am, not at all. No, ma'am.
What was that you were saying about you had a job going into this?
Yeah, when we did video court in 20, I think 21, 2021, I believe.
Yeah, 21,
Yeah, I believe it was February or
March 15th.
Like
yes.
it was March, plea was entered, and then
Okay.
okay, yeah, I had a job there because when I was at video court, I was at work, and then I actually checked into to Carrie Sealy one time. It was for the next month I checked in with her, and then after that, it was the next month after that I lost my job and I wasn't able to keep my phone on, and so me and her lost contact. Which
All right, well, I'm going to appoint Shannon Cooper, and Ms. Cooper would probably say, don't say anything more until you've talked to her.
okay,
And the jail will have Ms. Cooper's card and contact information for you to call her. And Missy, when are we setting this for? And tell her it's for warrant to show cause.
We can set it August 18th at 9.
August 18th at 9, that's a little more than a month away. No, 2 weeks, that's only 2 weeks away.
okay,
August, man, time's going fast. August
doesn't it?
18th, it does. August 18th at 9 a.m., 2 weeks. So make sure you get a hold of Ms. Cooper between now and then. And Ms. Morgan, is there any point of him contacting you while he's in jail? No? Okay, all right.
And
No, Your Honor.
and Paul, my incarceration date in Wichita started January 24th of 2022. That's when I went in. So
Well, maybe we can get the time served for both Sedgwick County and Butler County. Ms. Morgan, would you be able to do that?
Yes, Your Honor. I actually am getting on that right now. So
did you say Butler County?
I meant Greenwood, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
thank you.
I
Okay, cool.
think she knew what I meant, yeah.
All right.
we go back and forth between Greenwood and Butler.
Right. I thought I just had some new charges pop up. I was like, uh-oh.
No, I think you're okay.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Very
Thank you.
much as far as I know. All right, well, we'll be in recess and you're excused for now, Mr. Lemester.
And thank you. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I
Okay.
appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
All righty. Sir.
Now let's see. Who else do we have?
Your Honor, may I be excused?
If that's your only hearing, yes, most definitely.
No, you have to say the whole
Thank you.
docket.
Paul, I might.
All right, Mr. Dean, are we ready? Okay, Mr. Espino, you're not in a moving car, are you?
Yes, ma'am. I'm about to stop right now in about 2 minutes.
All right, the car should have stopped before you went on Zoom, but as long as you get it stopped, thank you. Tell me when you're stopped, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, ma'am.
Thank you.
Judge.
We're on the record in 2023 TR 235, State of Kansas versus Ivan Espino. Assistant Greenwood County Attorney Paul E. Dean for the state, and Mr. Espino appears in person and pro se. Sir, you're here on operating a motor vehicle without a valid license. a Class B non-person misdemeanor. At your first appearance on June 6th, you applied for an attorney but did not qualify and said you were going to hire an attorney.
Yes.
Did you do that?
Well, fortunately, I called Cooper Law. They told me they were going to give me a call back. I just got off the phone with the lady, the rep, the one that works for Cooper Law, and they just told me that the lawyers are in vacation
That is
now
right.
for Cooper's Law. And then I called a different one. The name is Darren Patterson out of Greenwood, and they told me it was too late to hire them because my court was on Friday. I just got a hold of them Wednesday. They told me if I can get an extension, they can gladly help me, either one or both of them.
All right, July 25th. We were almost 2 months later, and we're still kind of in the same pattern. So how much time are you thinking you need?
I'm pretty, as soon as I get off with this Zoom, I'll call Cooper's Law, and hopefully they can help me out, and hopefully the lawyer are back from vacation. But I did try. I even called Missy to let her know that because at first I was talking to a Shannon, but she never
Shannon is
returned.
Cooper. Shannon is Cooper.
Okay. So I've talked to her, and she told me she was gonna give me a call back. The lawyer was gonna give me a call back, and it never happened. So I'm saying about this week, as soon as I get off from this Zoom meeting, I'll get back with them and do the process.
Mr. Dean?
Mr. Espinino, a word of advice, if you haven't heard back from your attorney, probably you're going to need to call them and maybe set an appointment. Kansas, most areas in Kansas are undergoing what's kind of becoming somewhat of a critical shortage of attorneys. So everybody generally has more work than they probably even want to have at this point in time. But that being said, and I don't want you to make any statements, if you are able to obtain a valid driver's license, I would probably go a long ways towards helping settle this case. Additionally, I do not believe a plea of no contest in this matter would cause you any additional sanctions or violations by the state. The fine is a standard fine that I would probably be offering to your attorney of $100 with a suspended 30-day sentence and 6 months non-reporting probation, pay off the court cost, stay out of trouble. And that's what I would offer to you as well. But you have every right to go consult with an attorney, but that's pretty much what I'm going to be telling that attorney. Unless obviously you may have defenses that you want to discuss with them. And so again, I'm just throwing out there that I'm more than happy to resolve this case. This isn't like something I'm wanting you to go to jail over, unless you just blow it completely off and don't do anything that we agree to. But just throwing that out there, food for thought. All right, what day are we going to move it over to?
How about September 29th at 10?
All right, Mr. Espino, you'll need to be back here September 29th at, you said what time, Missy?
10?
At 10, and you'll need to have your attorney here.
Yes, ma'am. I do appreciate it.
All right, let's see, are you on bond right now, sir? You're on an OR bond?
Am I on bond? Yes.
Okay. I'll continue that bond provided you reappear.
No, I'm not at bond in Greenwood. No.
Well, I told you to go out and sign your bond at June 6th. Did you not do that?
I couldn't make it. I don't have I don't have a car right now. I'm not driving.
Well, that is a Kansas law that you go out and get your picture and prints taken.
Okay.
So you've already violated a court order if you didn't do that.
No, I did. I do recall letting you know that I could not make it. I don't have a car. I'm in Phillipsburg, Kansas right now.
Well, the
Uh,
statute doesn't give me discretion. It says I shall order it. So that
Okay.
means you shall do it.
Okay.
So I know it's an inconvenience, but we're gonna have to get that done.
All right. I'll try my best to get up there.
All right, well, that's what my order continues to be, and you continue to be in violation until you get that done.
All right.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Further will be in recess. Okay, Mr. Dean, we have two people. Shall we go ahead and start again?
Sounds good, Your Honor. Your Honor.
We are on the record in Greenwood County District Court. Case number 2023 TR 430, State of Kansas versus Catherine Lane Terry. The state appears by and through Assistant County Attorney Paul E. Dean, and Ms. Terry appears in person and pro se on a registration charge for which she was seeking diversion.
Excuse me, Your Honor, I need to shut.
Sure. Ms. Terry, we were here June 27th, 2023. That's the date on which you told me you were going to apply for diversion. And we set the matter over until today to allow you to do that. But did you get around to doing that?
Yes, ma'am. I called and was going to apply for the diversion, but the ladies brought it to my attention that it would be cheapest just to pay for the ticket itself. And I
All
can't
right.
apply for the diversion.
All right, so you're wanting to proceed in what fashion?
I would just like to pay the ticket.
Are you saying you want to admit that you were driving with unlawful registration on May 21st to 23?
Yes.
Okay, now you're hesitant. You remember that you have the right to plead not guilty and set it for trial. You can plead guilty, admitting you did it, and proceed to sentencing, or you can plead no contest. You'll still be found guilty and proceed to sentencing.
I would like to plead no contest.
Now, do you want to talk to an attorney first? Remember, you do have the right to hire any attorney of your choice. And if you cannot afford an attorney, of course, you can apply and one would be appointed. They're not necessarily free, but based on your ability to pay, you could be ordered to pay some on that.
No, thank you.
Want to waive your right to attorney and plead or proceed on your own behalf?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then I would have the record reflect that you've knowingly and voluntarily waived your right to counsel. Having done that, you want to plead no contest, neither admitting nor denying the charge, basically standing mute, knowing that you'll be most likely found guilty.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you're pleading no contest to operating a motor vehicle without registration or with expired tag in Greenwood County, Kansas on May 25th, 2023. That's your desire?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Yep.
Mr. Dean, I trust you have a factual basis.
Yes, Your Honor. Sergeant Mike Cordell was on patrol on May 21st, 2023 at approximately 15:44 hours. That he observed a vehicle, Volkswagen Jetta, exiting campground north of 70th Street, 1700 block, which is all 70th Street east of K99, which is in 1700 block, which is all inside of Greenwood County, Kansas. That he previously observed this vehicle at its residence, where it's usually housed in Climax. That he observed the license plate showed an expired tag, as he previously seen it, had observed the tag on May 20th, April 20th, that he therefore conducted a traffic stop, contacted the driver, who was Catherine Terry.
Right, I accept the defendant's plea of no contest and find there is a factual basis to support it, therefore finding the defendant guilty of the charge. Recommendations for sentencing, Mr. Dean?
Your Honor, for registration violation, I'll request a $50 fine, 10-day controlling sentence suspended for the condition of paying off fines and court costs within an appropriate time established by the court. Court costs are C-108.
You know if there's a booking fee on this?
Does not appear that she was arrested, Your Honor.
Ms. Terry, is there anything you want to say before I give you your sentence? You don't have to, but you're welcome to.
No, ma'am.
Very well. Your fine is $50. Your court costs are $108. So the total due is $158. You have a 10-day suspended sentence that you will not have to serve as long as for 6 months you complete a non-reporting probation. You don't have to see a probation officer, but for 6 months, you have to do 2 things. 3 actually. 1, keep the county attorney informed of your whereabouts. 2, violate no laws. And 3, get this $158 paid. And when can you do that?
I could do it today.
All right. Can you pay it at the courthouse today?
No, I would like to pay online if possible.
All right, I'll give you 10 days to pay online because we'll need to get the journal entry filed. And you can pay at paykscourts.com, paykscourts.com. Now, it looks like that car you're in is moving, is it?
Yes, I am not driving.
That's all right. My standing order is not to be in a moving automobile. I don't want you distracting the driver. I didn't realize you were moving, or I would have said something sooner. If you'd been on here earlier, you would have heard me explain that to someone else. So when you're in court by Zoom, and hopefully you won't be back again, don't be in any kind of moving vehicle.
Okay, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Well, I appreciate your comment. Is there anything I can answer for you that you need to know?
No, I think I got it all covered.
All right, Mr. Dean, anything further? You want to go over the journal
The
entry?
court did give 10 days, Your Honor. Do we?
10 days to pay?
Missy, could we get, just for a review, just to make sure we
And maybe
make sure
we'll
that
have to go
everything's covered?
14. We may have to go
Let's go.
14.
Let's go August 18th at 11.
Okay. I expect that to be paid by August 18th at 11. That's 2 days or 2 weeks from now. If you don't have it paid, it could end up going to collections. It could be a violation of your probation. It could affect your driver's license and get it suspended. So it's very important to get that paid and to be back here August 18th at 11 if it's not paid.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Dean,
Yes.
we're gonna have, excuse me, we're gonna have to pull the car over. Maybe I didn't make my point.
I'm sorry, there wasn't a very good spot.
Okay, well, I don't want you pulling up in a bad spot. I want you safe. That's my whole point. You and your driver, anyone else that might be around your vehicle. In fact, it looks like you've got somebody in the back seat already.
Yes,
Okay.
my kiddo.
Okay, well, let's keep your kiddo safe by pulling over and Mr.
I think
Dean?
they are stopped now, Your Honor. All right, Catherine, this is what we call a journal entry. It's a record of what we did here today. It's got the case caption, State of Kansas versus yourself, the case number, just the number that's assigned so we can track these, the date that you appeared via Zoom, pro se without an attorney, that you did waive counsel on the record, that you entered a no contest plea to the sole count, fired registration, violation of that statute, court gave you 10 days as a controlling sentence, which is suspended for payment of costs and fines within 14 days of today's date. Placed on 6 months non-reporting probation with $108 court costs, $50 fine. Conditions of non-reporting probation: pay the costs and fines within 14 days of today. If you haven't paid, you have to appear via Zoom again on August 18th at 11 a.m. Change your address, keep the county attorney's office notified, and no law violations. Would you agree that that's what the court ordered today and that's an accurate record?
Yes, sir.
So I'll put an S/S to represent your signature, and it'll be e-filed and should hopefully be able to pay it online by late this afternoon. But they've got to get it through it's got to be e-filed. The judge has to see it, sign off on it, and then it'll be there to where you can pay it.
Okay.
Any questions, Ms. Terry?
Nope, thank you.
Thank you. You may go
Thank
at
you.
this time. We are.
Have a
in
great day.
recess.
You too.
Okay, I believe we now have, well, I'm not sure who we have. Who is on the screen that says Blair?
Oh, I apologize. That's me, Your Honor. Jonathan Post.
Thank you, Mr. Post. You're not in the moving automobile, are you?
No, ma'am. I'm stationary.
All right, very good. We are on the record in 2023 TR 436, State of Kansas versus Jonathan Post. Assistant Greenwood County Attorney Pauline Dean for the state. Mr. Post appears in person and pro se. Sir, you're here on one count of speeding 82 in a 65-mile-per-hour zone. And you pled not guilty on June 27th and set this matter for trial today. Are you still wanting your trial?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Dean, do you have witnesses or are you prepared?
Your Honor, that's not what we showed. We showed that we mailed them diversion paperwork. That's what my notes have.
Did you apply
Yes.
for diversion?
That is correct. I was sent diversion paperwork. However, I never mailed them in. I decided to take this to trial. You had said that if I decided against the diversion, then all I had to do was appear on this date.
All right. Well, apparently we caused confusion to the state. So you didn't even send in your application, Mr. Post, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Mr. Dean, how does the state want to proceed at this time?
Well, Your Honor, I'll have to get the officer subpoenaed in, which they hadn't done. I think my office probably viewed this as what was marked on. I mean, obviously, you can always change your mind and have a request a trial. My belief is that the office probably saw what was marked, and that was what I would typically mark under the journal entry of this nature is diversion control. I can only
Well, Go ahead.
I said I can only surmise that.
So you're asking for continuance, Mr.
Yes,
Dean?
Your Honor, I'd have to. I don't have any witnesses here.
Okay. Your response, Mr. Post, to the request for continuance?
That's fine by me.
Okay. How much time do you need to get your officer here? Do you want to continue at 2 weeks? Is that fair?
Yeah, it looks like it.
I don't have time in 2 weeks. Next time we
Okay.
really have time for a trial is September 29th at 11.
September 29 at 11. Mr. Post, are you available?
If I need to be available, I will be.
All right,
Seems
Mr. Dean?
awfully far out, but yes, I will be available.
Yeah, it's over a month, a little over a month. That's true.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr.
They're
Dean,
actually
is that-
short dates for court schedules.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're in federal court, they may be giving you a trial date sometime in 2025.
Oh, wow, they're worse than we are in Butler. it
Yeah,
sounds.
I've never, it's what is an odd thing when you go to
Glad it is
a federal
scheduled.
court case. They are, you're like, whoa, that's you're 2 years out. Okay, so I'm gonna so we're going September 29th. At what time again, Missy?
11.
All right, if there's nothing further, we'll be in recess and you're excused. You may go at this time, Mr. Post.
Thank you for your time, Your Honor. Have a good night.
Well, thank you, and thank you for yours.
Have a good day, sir.
You too, sir.